This week on Dark Corners, a door is opened by a disappointed cushion. A man hits the swingers party jackpot.
Yeah, the reason that the lights were out was because of a game that we were playing.
And Orson Welles reveals the secret of his success.
Necromancy.
Directed by Bert I. Gordon, better known for his giant animal films, Necromancy starts by making sure we know what the title means.
The ceremony dating back to the pre-Christian era is the art of reviving the dead.
That is a thorough dictionary.
Most dangerous of all the occult rituals. It requires involvement with evil spirits by the person performing the act.
I'm not sure that is what it means, but we'll gloss over that.
Frank, I just want to know about Lilith and your new job, that's all.
Laurie and Frank are moving to the town of Lilith for Frank's new job, the interview for which was wide-ranging.
Told me about his son who was killed in a car accident. He's really hung up about that.
Is he? Weird. Anything else?
Well, we were talking a little about the occult. He's really kind of into it.
This cuts no ice with Laurie.
You know I don't believe in that stuff.
Although the name of the town has got her interested.
It means the female witch that's believed to live in desolate places and goes around menacing little children.
Yeah, you don't believe in this stuff. Laurie is defensive about the occult following a strange experience when she was younger.
I want you to leave.
Bringing a friend back to life. In the morning, after a perfectly meaningless accident...
Damn it!
Chekhov's orange juice. They set off for Lilith, but... Laurie can only watch the blaze and loot the remains. Well, I guess she won't be needing this.
Hey, you know what I found in the doll's pocket? Fingernail clippings.
That dead kid I took this from must have been a weirdo.
Isn't that a strange thing to put in a doll's pocket?
When Frank has to go for gas...
It's ablaze with the light of the fires. We smiled.
The hell radio station is this? Laurie walks up the hill to find... It's Orson Welles rocking up for a paycheck. It's going to be one of those films. They reach the town. Welcome to Lilith. Frank is to work in the local toy factory for boss Mr. Cato. Now, there are some actors, Peter Cushing for example, who treat a bad movie with the same seriousness and dedication they would a good one. Then there's Orson Welles.
I'm aware that my products, in spite of their unique qualities, are nevertheless toys for children, toys for adults.
Anyone got a script?
Will you forgive me if I sometimes lose myself in my enthusiasm?
Now he's just taking the piss.
I need a magician.
Interesting choice of words.
Mr. Cato, when you said that you wanted Frank to be a magician, did you mean that you're one?
Let's pause dinner so I can answer in a different room.
My factory creates magic. I'd like you to read this.
It's my novelisation of Citizen Kane. Things get weirder when they discover they have moved into the house of the car crash victims.
There. That's where Jenny kept it. You mean she lived here?
And...
Well, some of the toys are kind of weird.
You can't say something like that and not show us, but they do. Anyway, Laurie is not happy.
I've got to get away from this place, Frank. You've got to take me away from here.
You only just got here.
Doesn't it seem just a little strange that someone offers you a job at a fantastic salary right out of the blue?
That's actually a very good point. What's Frank got to say to that?
It'll be okay.
That should put her mind at rest. I guess they're staying.
You said we'd leave tomorrow. Did you tell them?
Or going.
So we're just gonna have to stick around for a while.
Or staying.
We'll be leaving in a few days, and I wanted to say goodbye to you.
Obviously, we don't show you the whole movie. I can't stress enough how the passage of time is not conveyed. As far as I'm concerned, they've been here one day.
I'm glad Frank agrees with me about leaving this place. He's telling Mr. Cato today.
Is he now?
What difference does 1 week make?
It's tricky because you've uprooted your whole life for a new job. How long do you give it before admitting that this just isn't working? What's the tipping point?
I'm a Capricorn. That's the 10th house. What's your sign?
That would be it for me. Seeing yourself in a coffin is one thing, but I draw the line at astrology. Typical Aries. Although Orson Welles' taste in art is another red flag. And I think someone spiked her drink. Laurie goes for a walk. Stop looking at the damn camera! I remember this scene from Terminator 2. Didn't end well. Now time for another classic Dark Corners breakout character, the confusing podiatrist.
A couple of days, these feet will be like they never happened.
No time for second takes on this movie. Incidentally, those two actors got married. Laurie confronts Mr. Cato.
I don't want to become a witch, Mr. Cato.
What on earth makes you think we're witches?
We have a special reason for asking you both over this evening. We want you to become members of our religious group.
You'd expect this scene to go somewhere, unless you've been paying attention to all the other scenes so far. We now learn what Mr. Cato wants.
You were brought here for one purpose. To bring life to the dead. To bring me back my son.
But
Success in the ceremony will result in the death of that person.
sidebar, there are certain jokes I've made multiple times over the year because films are repetitive, but one thing I've learned doing Dark Corners, all children's dolls look like Boris Johnson. Good call. What next for Laurie?
I'm leaving Lilith.
Still?
I'm leaving Lilith right now.
Then go already!
You've waited too long.
No argument here. Frank is missing, so Laurie calls one of his co-workers.
Hello, Nancy. It's Laurie. Did you see Frank at the factory today?
I saw him for a few minutes today.
He kept staring at me for some reason.
Well, maybe you were out.
Speaking of being out, are you naked right now? You sound naked. I'm sorry to ask.
That's all right.
That's not an answer.
Bye.
Seems a weird way to crowbar in some nudity, but it is essential to the plot. Ish. Stress drives Laurie into an eating disorder, so when she looks in the mirror, she sees someone overweight. That was a cheap shot, and it's possible I'm just trying to avoid having to explain this film. The mushrooms would explain a lot. Okay, as established, Mr. Cato is trying to get Laurie to bring his son back from the dead, with the consequence that she will take his place. And apparently the only way to do this was a bunch of weird stuff that's never explained.
But don't you see how weird it all is?
That's the plot, and that's where it loses me. Also the ending.
Let me out! Let me out of here! Let me out!
It was all a dream, or more accurately, a premonition.
How long do you think it'll take us to get to Lilith?
About 4 hours.
The ominous orange juice, a terrifying ending, were it not for the fact that she could now easily avoid all that stuff. She got a warning, she should be grateful.
Are you now living the reality looking at a fantasy? Or are you now part of a fantasy looking at reality?
Thanks for watching. Bert I. Gordon features in our horror movie quiz book. Please pick up a copy on Amazon. What toys do you want to see in the Orson Welles toy range? The third Action Man? Citizen Kane action figure, Kane sold separately? Touch of Evil Me Elmo? There must be better ones than these. Let us know in the comments below.
You worship the devil.